week 2 and 3 together, seeing as it's been a bit hectic and I've not had a chance to get all the stats together, so put a bit in time in this week. As you can probably see on screen, I did purchase a lot of non-delivered parcels, I guess they're called. They're not returns, they're undelivered parcels. So there's a bit of a mystery set of 25 packages, small, medium packages, could be from anywhere. So I give that a go. This is all the packaging that I've then realised I need to be able to box up and resell, etc. So my front room has been looking like this, which is lovely. But yeah, part and parcel of it, I guess. Just go into the spreadsheet, just quickly on the, so I'll go to week 2. So I've tried to keep the categories kind of the same as before. I'll come on to the weekly summary that I've added to total it up. So to run through each, and I'll start with the buying and selling, even though it's in the middle, but I just mentioned it. So I did receive the box of all the different packages. So I had to spend quite a bit of time going through that and seeing what the things were, pricing them up, taking pictures, etc., etc. Ended up using Vinted in the main for this. It seemed to be the best option, or the easiest option from what I've seen at the moment, because it's nationwide, so anyone can order things. I've never actually bought anything from Vinted, but I presume it's a good experience, so that seems to be working. So yeah, I'll show the spreadsheet in a second. But basically it cost me 180, and I have sort of in the week 2 had actually sold a few things in that week, which was pretty good. So yeah, the total for that. So about 10 hours, so that was mainly for all the unboxing and then re-sending out. So obviously there is a bit of effort in this, but it's fine. And it's not too stressful really, packing a few things up. It does take a bit more effort, and stress levels, maybe not stress as such, but just more effort and stress is medium. And then yeah, the main point, don't buy too much. I did have quite a lot of packages everywhere in the house, so I'll maybe tone it down a bit, buy a bit less if I do it again. Just to show so this was in the main everything. I think this is everything that I got. So what I did, again, set up a spreadsheet obviously, to go through and just itemize things. So it's not a great description of what the items are, but it was just a quick, typos everywhere. But as you can see, quite a variety of items, from things like a random advent calendar for Final Fantasy, which kind of has these little plastic key rings, I think, or something in, I'm not sure, to then various sort of bits of jewellery. I actually have a Sony Walkman in there, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure if I'll keep that myself, but apparently they're worth about £350, so can't argue. Yeah, various other bits there which you can see. So what I have done again, so I just looked at kind of how much they sell from Amazon or generally. So I put an RRP and a number of items if there's more than one, and then kind of like an estimate. I don't really know what to expect, but assuming maybe get 30% of the RRP. So obviously that would mean, based on selling everything, I get 350, which is kind of roughly double what I got. And then this is a running total of what I've sold, what the price was, where I've sold it. Obviously, you can see it. So this is, because this is 2 weeks in one. So this is everything kind of up to date. So obviously some of this is not in the week 2 total, because I just wanted to kind of track it on a weekly basis. But obviously it's going to be in the week 3 total, so that should be fine. So yeah, obviously quite a lot sold some. And then some I did get more towards the RRP totals, and then others like this obviously kind of a lot less. So just varies. So yeah. So back to week 2. So that's sort of a running total on that, which I'll track. So on the day trading, so I did mainly do the same two. I did do the same two FTSE 100 and S&P 500, the opening range breakout. FTSE 100 didn't do that well this week. Again, roughly I've put on half an hour-ish. This isn't that accurate. I'm not going to keep it mega accurate at the moment, but roughly about half an hour a day if I trade every day. So I'll just leave it like that. The main things here was, kind of, if when I set stop losses, but then if I was watching the chart, I would, if it say went into a gain, I would make the stop loss sort of neutral, so that I'd make a couple of pounds or something. But then it'd stop out at that. But then if I kept watching it, it would have ended up hitting what would have been the take profit. So that's where you just have to. I said this last time, that you got to set and forget, but it's quite difficult to do when you happen to watch the chart. So I need to practice more of that. Yeah. So if I just quickly go to that on the chart, so you can see basically, I think these were the days where if I'd have probably left the stop loss alone instead of pulling it up towards, there you go. So if I'd have left that, I would have actually made 60, but instead I basically made nothing. And then all the others were but just hit the stop loss around £20-ish is what I do. So I did typically do one a day, other than obviously this one where I did 2, but so 2 there again actually, but 1 or 2 a day. So that's what I'm aiming to do. Just accept, win or lose, move on. So happy with that. But obviously not a great week. Basically lost every time. But on the similar strategy, again, I put 1 area because I spend even less time on this because I just struggle sort of with work to be able to even do it sometimes. So it doesn't take much time at all. Actually made a profit on that of 88. So if I just go to that one. So again, this was only on, obviously as you can see, it was on 3 trades in total. So this was quite a good one. Obviously, opened it at 347 and just left it. And then in 45 minutes or whatever, it hit the profit, which was pretty cool. Actually looking at this, what I'd obviously done before, so not as good in a sense, but I think I've done the same thing there where I've opened one and then watched it and thought, is it going to work out? Is it not going to work out? I've cut it basically to even, which is okay in a sense, but I think that arguably would have already done this one because I've then gone in soon after and done it again. So again, I got lucky there. And then entered one a couple of days later and just it would have hit the stop about £20. So fair enough. For the week, just a bit of a loss, but I mean, I'm including kind of the cost of buying the goods as well there. But I'm just trying to cover everything all in one. So 170 loss there. So we're on to week 3. So same format. Again on the buying and selling. So put about 5 hours. So I didn't buy anything else, so I didn't have to catalog anything and things like that. But it was just in terms of packing to resell, etc. So I made another 80 there. So that is obviously it's the same sheet, but it's all the other bits that I've sold, sort of from the 20th, 23rd, 24th, etc. So just more of that I managed to sell. That's pretty good. And back to day trading. So again, not so good on this week. So lost 85. So this was really a case of when I show the number of trades, you'll see. But this was just a case of I kept chasing it, chasing the loss. So I lost it, and I was like, it's definitely going to reverse this time. So I'll go in again, and then it went again. So just completely lost the plot a bit on there. Like here, the 24th, for example. So not sure if these are in order, the reverse order, but 24th there, so I entered, 4 minutes later, stopped out. 3 minutes after that, thought, I'm going to get back in. 20 minutes after it stopped out, immediately pretty much went back in again, immediately stopped out. Pretty much went in again straight away, pretty much immediately stopped out. So that day was just, yeah, ridiculous, really. It shows exactly what you shouldn't do. And then the 25th pretty much looks like the same, because I went in. They're all very quick succession. So this is basically before work, doing it, and then if it loses straight away, I'm kind of like, oh, getting again to try and get it back. But, clearly that's not a good tactic and not what I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, just a small loss overall in the week, not too much time spent. So on the weekly summary, so I've just put this together. We can see the first week, I didn't really spend much time. That does include this does include, so I've got realised and unrealised loss. So this does include an option, which I obviously haven't done any more of in the previous 2 weeks, or the 2 weeks since the first week. That is unrealised because that's still got, I think, maybe 30 days to go. Obviously, I may end up with a bigger loss down here in future weeks, or hopefully, I can close it out for pretty much that, and then that will become realised. So again, the hourly rate is just there, literally just an interesting sort of gauge, I guess, but I'm not. It's far too soon and too small a sample size to look into that. Yeah, week 2, the losses which I've just gone through really, but it's obviously hours are ramped up due to the buying and selling, but I don't think that's too bad. It's not it's not very stressful. It's just something to do. The biggest win week 2. So I mean, I found the routine for day trading that week, and then lost it again. The previous week I should put it actually biggest lesson. Lost day trading routine. That type in there. Kind of, it's interesting to see when I'm actually doing this on a week basis to whether I'm kind of disappointed or. But I think potentially this is maybe what I was expecting. I feel if I'd have done less of the day trading that's sort of gone out of plan, if you like, with doing too many trades, then that may have dropped the losses slightly, but I feel I would have accepted the results more, and because I've kind of chased it a bit, it's a bit frustrating. So that's the overall feeling at the end of week 3. But yeah, so that's the end of week 3 now. 2 and 3 together. I think the buying and selling, this obviously not, I've sold, I've made kind of roughly, I've just got this quick calc here just to do what it cost me, the less whatever I've got. So see on that positive, ballpark, I've pretty much already made back what I paid for the things. Paid a bit for packaging and stuff like that, so not quite sort of break even, but I'm confident that I'll sell a few of the bits and then I'll make my money back on that. So I may well buy another lot when sort of most of this has run down, when I've got rid of a few more things, hopefully. Because it's not too bad, and even that, the process of doing the buying and selling, I do it more efficiently next time, because I kind of, when I spent all those hours, I'd look through everything first and then put it to the side, then re-look through everything and test it, see if it works, if it was battery operated or whatever. Then I'd look through it all again to take the pictures, then I'd do it all again to go on Vinted, and then I'd look for RRP separately, etc. So I think I kind of revisit every item about 7 times or something. Next time if I got a lot, I'd do that, and it would be pretty straightforward. This is, I suppose, 3 weeks in, so another week will be roughly a month. So it'll be interesting to see what this figure is and see if it's realised or not. Oh, and one other thing, I looked the other day and I have a subscriber. So I don't know who you are, but hopefully you watch this video. So that's pretty cool. We'll see how the first month goes next week, and I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching.